Hello, welcome to the DonnaInk book show. With us are the authors of Awakenings, New Beginnings, and Learning Lessons. And Mr. Hatcher to my left and Mr. Brooks are joining us today. Hello, Mr. Hatcher.
Hello.
Hi there, Mr. Brooks. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I hope you guys are doing well today.
We are. Thank you. All right, so a little background on the TBI Guy Learning Lessons is a book series. It started in children's books, two of which Mr. Hatcher has composed. One is released and the other is being released. They are both released on DonnaInk Publications website, www.donnaink.shop. And then the news title is for adults and children. It's really for everyone. It's more aligned, I believe, to a training vehicle for people with people in their lives who have sustained a traumatic brain injury or a TBI, which is where we get TBI Guy from. So I will turn it over to Mr. Brooks to go ahead and take the ball and lead, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. So as we're talking about new beginnings and learning lessons and awakenings, so a new beginning for me as we're on this wonderful journey is to have my production people available so that they can do my makeup and lights and all of those things.
Well, that is a conundrum, isn't it? It's getting the lighting and the staging. Yes, we traverse that here at DonnaInk Publications. You know, I've got one of these app backgrounds, which is a kind of cool one. I haven't seen this one very much, so I like this one. But yes.
I like that.
How about you, Mr. Hatcher?
I'm just plain. I don't
You're
really
Well, are you need to work towards the having lights, camera, action moments as
yes.
well?
I tend to get antsy and panicky.
Oh, well, you do have a traumatic brain injury, is that correct?
Yes.
Is that part of the traumatic brain injury experience, the TBI guy? Do you,
Ma'am.
how does that work?
Well, I have a traumatic brain injury, and you know, I'm learning.
Great. Well, we're all learning on this call, as in actuality, because if you recollect, I had a little difficulty letting everybody in, and that it's a learning process. That's how these things are. And, I've seen very senior people operating Zoom and have a few hiccups. So I don't feel bad at all, and you shouldn't either. So, Mr. Brooks, your first name's Alan. Can I call you Alan?
Absolutely.
Okay. When Mr. Hatcher, Jamie, is it okay if I call you Jamie?
Sure.
All right. When Jamie was just talking about he gets nervous, I understand that you're a clinician or therapist. Do you have an explanation for why that might occur with somebody with a TBI?
So I also would say, like most people, I think a lot of times, as we're talking specifically about TBI, and as we get more into what that means and understanding how TBI comes about, a lot of times there are also just general things like anxiety that everybody has when you're doing something new. And so while TBI may be associated with having more anxiety or things being exacerbated sometimes to be increased to a different level, I think Jamie is experiencing something that we all have naturally. It's just, as the people on the TV shows call it, stage fright. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think that's just part of everyday life.
Well, excellent. And Jamie, you should be happy to know that what you're experiencing is normal. We all experience it. We just express it in different ways. So that makes it much nicer, I think,
Yes.
if you realize that it's just a generalized. Everyone does get stage fright.
I want to interject as we're kind of having this conversation here is that it's very easy, and I think that this is a really good point, and maybe a talking point that we talk about later as well. But people become their diagnosis, or people make us a diagnosis. And that means just because Jamie has experienced TBI, that doesn't mean that he doesn't feel, he doesn't breathe, he doesn't think like anybody else. He does. He has all of those functions. But sometimes we stigmatize things because we hear that someone has a particular diagnosis, and then we start to treat them like that diagnosis. So one thing that I would like to veer off and ask Jamie is, how have you felt when someone treated you not like Jamie, but treated you like TBI?
Well, when someone treats me as if I am less of a person, I kind of, gravitate away from that. And, you know, uh, it doesn't happen very much lately because I'm more secluded than I choose to be, or well, yeah, but um, like when I was living in Florida, uh, a lot of people would start to speak down to me and belittle me because of my voice. My voice back then was really distinguishable of like having had it or having a traumatic brain injury. And you know, people are just rude, I guess.
Well,
Uh-huh.
if I can chime in here, I think that your readers, though, are people who want to know more and they want to be able to realize, uh, like what Alan explained, that really you're just like everyone else, and it's not everything that in your life that occurs isn't TBI related. So I think the readers aren't going to be those rude people. They'll be the people who want to understand and have better discernment based on your newest title when it comes out. That is good for adult readers. Excellent for adult readers, in fact. Maybe, Alan, if you don't mind taking the lead again, you could explain a little bit about the title, and then we can kind of go through a Q&A that I think the two of you have configured, and kind of let people know a little more.
Absolutely. So, as we started kind of brainstorming awakenings, new beginnings, and learning lessons, some of the questions that came up is, what do people not understand about TBI? As we know, like more of a clinical definition or working definition, TBI usually results from a violent blow or a head injury to the body. And that's how that occurs. And everybody's TBI is different. Just like any other type of diagnosis that we may have, while there may be similar occurring actions or things that are similar because of the type of diagnosis it is, each individual person is different. And so maybe with the awakenings, like we talked about Jamie's personal story, which we'll get into over time, that he woke up one day and he was just a different person. And while he woke up being a different person because he functioned differently before the TBI, you wake up this different person, but then you have to develop a way to move away from who you were before and how you were able to function before, to now being able to function with this new challenge that you might be experiencing in life. So that's kind of the awakenings. And as he develops, the book further on, you'll hear more about what his personal experience was and how he woke up and blossomed into the great, beautiful person that he is. Not that he wasn't a great, beautiful person before. And then what those new beginnings were like. I think, in my personal work with Jamie, I've learned that he is a very great advocate for himself and in creating his books, becoming an advocate for others. And then with the learning lessons, just with not just TBI, when we think about all of the things that are going on in the world right now, we need learning lessons for just about everything, how to treat each other.
Yes.
And just those things. And I think that Jamie has a great ability, along with us creating this group, to teach people things that they may not know, that may educate them and help them to interact better with other people who have TBI or other types of disabilities.
Excellent. Mr. Hatcher, Jamie?
Yes, I am living a life that I have been blessed with, you know, the ability to be able to articulate in a manner that is very extravagant. Um, I can make pretty much a blind man see without seeing. Um, and uh, I want to help people. I want to, be a speaker. I want to be able to improve this world. And, you know, um, so my my avenue that I travel is to show or to help people pick up on things that they might not normally acknowledge or realize. And
Jamie, let me ask you. I know that some of the things that you have worked on, I heard you say, I want to be a speaker, and you talked about some of the other things that you're working on that you want to do. But you have also accomplished a lot of things from the time that you woke up into this new world. Could you explain and talk about some of the things that you have worked on? And I think that this will be very encouraging for other people who wake up one day and life is not like it used to be. And then you feel like, gosh, this is what my dream was and this is what I was working on, and life is over. But really, life is not over. It just means that life is different, and we awaken, and new beginnings help us to process it in a different way. So could you just talk about some of the things that you've accomplished?
I am a published author now of a child's book, and I have another in the works, and I have another that's more of an adult book with you that we are working on. And I have become a massage therapist. Um, I have become a certified personal trainer, and the stuff that I've been able to achieve and attain are really good things. And um, I just improving life. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
That's wonderful. If I can just jump in a little bit, it's just very admirable that you can go from, uh, my understanding is that when you come out of a coma as a TBI survivor, that you kind of start from square one. You have to kind of relearn everything.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
admirable that you've conquered all of those things.
thank you. Yeah, I had to relearn how to eat, how to clothe myself, how to shower myself. I had to relearn everything pretty much. Um, and it has been a very tedious learning lessons in life. Like since I have come out of the hospital, it has been a lot of work and stuff. You know.
That's very good. Um, well, I think you had some Q&A, and I know that our Zoom is identifying that we're going to run out of time in a short amount of time, which I don't know what the warning is, and I apologize. I should have. Oh, we have
Yeah,
9 minutes left.
this is
Oh,
a trial run.
yes, but it's going very well. We might want to put this on the portfolio. We're going to be having. We have TBI Guys YouTube channel, and both Jamie and Alan have access, and these brainstorming sessions are going to happen weekly or bi-weekly, and they're going to be recorded and then placed on the channel. and getting prepared for the book further development and release, which is a novel idea. I don't believe anyone in the industry is actually doing this. And so we're going to capitalize on that and give it a name. And it's going to be the live working guide for developing a new title. So I will stop talking and let Alan proceed. We got about eight minutes.
Okay, so I think I have maybe two main questions, and if we have time for some others, then we'll get into that. But what I would like to know, and I think maybe our audience would like to know, Jamie, is what are some of the things that during this process that you found most challenging?
Most challenging would be you can't really classify that. Oh, shoot, let me see here. It's not that it's all been, any of it has been most challenging, because it has all been new to me. So I'm basically, if it was challenging, I would have to have had the opportunity to face that challenge before. But considering the fact that I have not had a TBI before having the TBI, it's kind of a learning lessons, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
So I know you guys are just meeting us and you don't really know Jamie and I that well, but we've worked together for a while and we argue and we fuss and we fight sometimes. So I'm going to help bring the real true Jamie out over time. This is the professional Jamie giving me all these wonderful professional answers. But I completely understand what you're saying. So this has been a new experience, a new process. And so a lot of the things, because you haven't experienced before, doesn't really seem like a challenge. It's just new and you're just experiencing it. But some of the challenges that he and I have talked about are, one, the way that people treat you or not really understanding what TBI is. Two, like being so when you think of things like autism is a diagnosis where you learn things differently or you experience things differently. And what happens with that is there are different levels, and some people are very high functioning, some people are very low functioning. And with autism, people who are very high functioning find it very difficult sometimes to interact with other people on a social level, or to be able to find meaningful things to engage in because of some of the challenges that they experience, and oftentimes some of the ways that they're treated by other people. So similarly with TBI, I think that we face some of those same challenges because, Jamie is very intelligent, and as he said, he articulates very well, which you will learn throughout our series. And you will hear him talk about words that I don't even know sometimes. He educates me, which is great. But finding things that are meaningful to do, being able to have a job, because again, you're a very intelligent person, but we've had some difficulties with like you finding work just because we have to be very careful around your diagnosis. Can you talk about some of those things?
like I tend to I do tend to have a temper sometimes. I'm getting better at being able to control that. Uh it's everything is kind of is like I said before, it's new to me, so I'm kind of learning as we go along. And you know, I just live life as just practice, you know.
And you know what? And I think that is something, one of the learning lessons that everybody can, gain and experience from, if we learn to just live each day as if it's our last. And
Yes.
as we experience that day and the beauty in that day, sometimes Jamie will call and he'll say something like, well, what are you manifesting today? And he'll call me at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and say, "What are you manifesting today?" Well, I was manifesting sleep, but I guess now I'm going to be manifesting something else like coffee. I don't know. But if we change the way we think, then we change the way that we grow. And I guess I will stop there and turn it back over to Donna.
Oh, thank you. I think this was an excellent start to the series, and we will be formulating more about what this is a first, it's novel. So as we go, DonnaInk Publications will be identifying what this is in more concrete terms. But we do intend to continue this and do this actually with some other authors. So this is really a great idea that Alan and Jamie came up with, and developmentally it will really work. And I can see that we're going to have to upgrade our Zoom to have a longer session. My apologies on that. I thought we'd already done that, so I will speak to someone and have that taken care of. But this is a good start, and I appreciate you both. And Jamie, I really am honored to have you, and also Alan, of course. You know, that you two work together so well, that you've overcome so much, and that you're willing to do this. There's a lot of folks who don't have a TBI who would refuse to do a live Zoom and have their image out and everything. So you're, you know, crossing boundaries that everyone has a challenge with, like Alan said earlier. So I
Yes.
appreciate you both, and thank you for being here. And if you want to have a closing statement each, that'd be great.
Well, I'll take that opportunity to go first. I just wanted to say I love you, Mom, and I love you, Alan, and as well as everybody who's watching. And I want you all to know that individually, for each of you, I love each one of you. I would like to have us meet one day and, you know, have interactions. You all are all good people. I love you all. Just remember that. If nobody loves you, or nobody has told you they love you, then I love you. You know?
Thank you. Your mother
Jamie,
must be very proud.
And
You included her on the call. And Alan?
well,
we love you back. Love you,
Uh-huh.
Donna. Love you, Jamie.
Love you
Love you,
too.
audience. So I guess for a closing statement for me is just to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful opportunity. So looking forward to it.
no
Excellent.
problem.
Very good. Well, thank you both for being on DonnaInk Publications book show, and we will talk with you at the next session. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Both of you.
Love you too.
Love you.